So yeah, we would be posted up at the movie theater. We would be at the malls. Like basically, we was everywhere because we didn't have nowhere to be. Okay, y'all, so I'm gonna jump right into the story. I've been putting this story off for a good reason. I'm not gonna say the reason, but anyway, I've been putting this story off, but now I'm back. I wrote me down my little notes in my little journal thing just in case if I miss something. Okay, so first of all, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and hit that button. Okay, and all my returning subscribers, people that's already subscribed to me, thank you. So today, y'all, I'm gonna be telling y'all, I was literally this is not clickbait, I was literally homeless, like no home, yeah, in Atlanta for 2 whole months. So I gotta give you a little backstory, then we're gonna get to the homeless part. Okay, so I moved to Atlanta. And that's okay. Let me tell you why I'm telling this story. Because a lot of people always want to move to Atlanta or move to a different city, you know, and it's hard. It's really, 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 really hard, especially if you don't know nobody in the place you're moving to, or if you don't have no help, or if you just are by yourself. Me. But yeah, so I moved to Atlanta from St. Louis in July 2015, right? I moved here during it was Nicki Minaj. She was having a concert when she was doing her on tour or whatever, because she haven't had that many tours. So it was a tour in 2015. So she was gonna be in Atlanta. So I was like, okay, I'm already finna move there. I'm gonna go to the concert, like it's gonna be lit, da 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 da. Okay. So when I moved here, I really didn't have an apartment lined up. I knew this lady who worked at an apartment complex, and she was just telling me like, girl, I got you, don't worry about it, you know, just whenever you get here, we gonna get you all situated. We're gonna get you all situated. So I'm like, okay. I mean, because I had been talking to her. I had came to visit Atlanta like some months previously, like a year before, and that's how I met her, because I was looking at apartments, and we was like, I was applying for apartments then. But so we ended up getting cool. I ain't gonna go into all them details, but we ended up getting cool, and I kept her number even though I didn't move then. I was like, let me keep her number, let me keep in touch. So in the midst of me keeping in touch with her, she had moved from the first apartments that I had met her at, and she was just like, yeah, these new apartments I met, they way better than the last ones I was at, and you really gonna like it, and just trust me, and you good. Like if you come, I'm gonna be here, we're gonna get you all, you know, set up. So I'm like, okay, I'm just trusting her. I'm just like, okay. So in my mind, I'm thinking I got me a little apartment plug, right? So so long story short, I packed up all my stuff. I had a when I first came, I'm trying to think. Yeah, when I first came, I had a pickup truck and a trailer on the back, them little small ones from U-Haul, right? So I piled up the back of the truck, I piled up the U-Haul, and I just moved here. So the whole way to 8 hours, it's an 8-hour drive, right? So I'm driving. Like about 5 hours into the drive, I call like, I'm on my way. Like, you said you gonna have me an apartment, right? And she like, yes, the whole time. But remind you, she worked there. So the place closed at 5, and I didn't really think about that because it started to get to the point where I was like running late on getting there. Like I left early in the morning, but I kept stopping. So I think it was like 3 p.m., 4 p.m. And then once I got like in the city, I was stuck in traffic. So at first I didn't think I was even gonna make it to her, but I made it, y'all. So I came to as soon as I got her, I came straight to the apartments. I met her, even though we had already met. But she was like, okay, let me show you which 2 apartments you could choose from. I think she had a 1-bedroom and a 2-bedroom. But the 2-bedroom was too expensive. The 2-bedroom was like $1,100, $1,200 or whatever. And my rent where I was staying at before I moved was only like $625. So I'm like, oh hell no, I'm not paying $1,200. But I had my daughter with me, and when I first came, I had my grandma with me. So that's why I really wanted the 2-bedroom. But I was like, let me just get the 1-bedroom. The 1-bedroom was $900 because it included like trash. It included trash, and I had the washer and dryer, and it was something else, but it was like $900 for this 1-bedroom, right? But I had to take it because I already came down here with all my stuff and everything. So I'm like, okay, cool. Let's just take this one. We went in there. We looked at it. Like the apartment complex, it was kind of ran down. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like super nice. It just was a place to stay. In my mind, I'm like, okay, at least I got a place to stay. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, it's cool. I'll move whenever I move, but at least I got a place to stay. So I signed the lease. Like, she hooked me up like she said she was. She hooked me up. I signed the lease. She gave me the keys. Like, we was in there, right? So I want to say it was that first night, y'all, when I was moving the furniture, because I got all the furniture moved in. I was like doing it myself, but then some guy came along and helped me, you know, got all my furniture in. So while I was doing something in the living room, now mind you, it's a 1-bedroom apartment. It was real nice though. Like the floors was hardwood and it had stainless steel appliances. And that was really it. Like you could tell it was like an old apartment. You know what I'm saying? Based on the outside and just based on everything, you could tell it was an old complex. So that first night, I'm gonna get some of these chips, y'all. So that first night, I'm minding my business, but by this time it's dark. You know what I'm saying? Because we've been traveling all day, moving all the stuff in. Or it might have been the next day. I don't know. But why I seen a roach. Let me put my disclaimer out there, okay? I know, you know, people grow up with roaches, all that. People use the roaches, all that. I'm not used to living with no roaches. So, and that's really a bad word. I really hate to even say it, but I gotta say it because, like, that's the whole point of this video. So, I seen a roach. And I'm like, oh my God. Because the apartment I left from in St. Louis, the only reason I left is because I was moving to Atlanta. It was a nice apartment. It was brand new. It didn't have no bugs. It was nice, everything. So I get here and I'm like, a roach? You know what I'm saying? Like, is what we came down here for. So long story short, I dealt with these bugs for a minute. So I saw one and really immediately I was like, this ain't gonna work. This was like day 2. Day 1, it was within the first week that I seen it. And I'm like, man, this is not gonna work because I just know how bugs is. It's like it's hard to get rid of them, and if you, as soon as you see one, like you know it's bad. So I called the office like the next day. I'm like, you know, I need pest control, you know, blah 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 blah. So they said they was gonna spray, and they said, you know, all these lies that the apartment people be telling you, right? So I think a little more time might have went past, like maybe a month or 2, because I moved in there in August. So August, September, I think I was cool. But then around October and November, when it started to get cold, I think that's when it really started to change, and I started seeing them more and more. Like I was seeing them to the point, this was October and November. I was seeing them to the point, I'm like, hold on now, so we got to do something about this. It was getting worse. Like, it was like they was on the side of the wall. Like, as soon as I cook, I'm in there frying chicken. Here they come in the kitchen. Everywhere. I just kept seeing them. Not a lot. But at least, like, once a day or every time I cook. I'm like, oh, hell no. So I went to the office again. And the lady that got me moved in, I told her, I'm like, you know, I'm really having a problem with these bugs. She's like, okay, I know an exterminator that you can use, call him. You know, like she was just basically saying to get my own exterminator. So I'm like, man, okay, but I'm gonna do it because I gotta do something. These bugs is killing me. Like I just cannot with the bugs, man. So I called a number. That's a long story too. That's a whole nother story. But I end up getting an exterminator. So he sprayed, and I was good for about a month. Or I think it was supposed to be 3 months. Yeah, I was good for 3 months. So this was in like October, November. So November, December, January, 3 months. After 3 months, sure enough, here they come. You know what I'm saying? As soon as I start cooking, here they come. And then it was one day during the morning, early. One was in my daughter's room. She's sitting at her little kiddie table eating. One was on the table. You know what I'm saying? Like it was starting to get bad because I didn't call my exterminator dude back and have him spray again. I was just thinking, I don't know. It's like, I guess you gotta keep having them come spray every 3 months, but I didn't. Because I was just like, I shouldn't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't have to spray every 2 or 3 months just to keep bugs out your house. Like, if they gone, they gone. But if they there and they just not coming out, like that's... So anyway, so I didn't get it sprayed again. So I called the office and I'm like, y'all gotta do something about these bugs. You know what I'm saying? Because goddamn, I shouldn't have to get my own exterminator in this apartment. So long story short, they was and it was like $3 extra on my rent, $3 or $4 extra on my rent for pest control. Like, people know, like, when you got an apartment, they add on for pest control, right? So they did, but they didn't never do it. The girl that hooked me up was telling me on the low, like, that I guess they hadn't paid their pest control bill, so the people wasn't coming out, even though we were still paying. So that's why she was like, just call this dude and have him do it for you. But I did it once, but I'm not gonna keep doing that every single month. That's crazy. So I called them. I'm talking about, I harassed these people so much. Every time I saw a bug, I called them and like, y'all gotta do something. Y'all gotta do something, right? So finally, it was one day. Now remind you, the whole time that you know, the bugs is there and I'm not getting exterminated, I quit cooking. Cause it seemed like every time I cook, when they come out. So I quit cooking literally from January, probably December, January, and February. I didn't cook. January and February, I did not cook. I'm telling you, I did not. Cause I'm like, I didn't even want to go in the kitchen. Like, I was just so scared, and I just hate bugs. So I stopped cooking. I couldn't even enjoy myself no more. Like, every time I go home, I just be sitting there looking around like, you know what I'm saying? It was ridiculous. Like, I just could not live in there no more because they was just coming out of just weird ass places. So one day I came home and went into the refrigerator and it was a bug in the refrigerator. It was like, don't you know the bottom part where you slide it out, like where your vegetables and stuff be? It was down there, but it was dead, I think. It was on his back. I was like, oh, hell no. You in the refrigerator with the food? So I took a picture of it and then I had emailed the office because I was emailing them too, you know, instead of calling all the time. So I emailed, I think like the main boss or something like that, the main manager. I emailed them along with the picture. And was just like, look, I've been going back and forth with y'all months now about this pest control. They not getting no better. Y'all ain't doing nothing to help me. You know, I'm telling y'all what's wrong. It been months. It had been since I moved in there that I had been seeing them. So when I added that picture, I was like, I was willing, you know, to work with y'all, but it's getting to the point where it's ridiculous and they in my refrigerator and blah, 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 right? So I sent the email. I mean, I was fed up. By that time, I was just so done with being there. And I was just, I didn't know how to get out of it because before, matter of fact, I forgot this part. After a week of me being there, I remember I went to the office and tried to break my lease. I was like, it's bugs in there. You know what I'm saying? Can we just forget about this? It had only been a week. And I was trying to get out of the lease then. So ever since I moved in there, I was trying to get up out that lease to move somewhere else because it had bugs in there. So when I sent that last email with the picture with the bug in the refrigerator, it had took some time. Like, they didn't respond to me for like a day, maybe 2 days, but I didn't ever say nothing back because I'm like, I'm just waiting to see what they gonna say or whatever. So I remember this day clear. I remember it clear as day. We was at Applebee's eating and I got the email and I'm gonna try to add it, but basically they called me. I want to say they called me on the phone. Either they called me or they emailed me. It's one of the two. And I want to say they emailed me. They called me or they emailed me, whatever, and they was just like, you can get out your lease. They was like, we understand what you're saying. We're so sorry. We're unable to, you know, fix the problem. But so they let me out my lease. So I was only there August, September, October, November, December, January. I was only there like 6 months. So now remind you, I just moved here. I had just moved to Atlanta. I didn't really know nobody. I really didn't even have nowhere to go. But I knew that I didn't want to stay there. You know what I'm saying? So what happened was I had met somebody, actually the exterminator person. After I met him, I actually found out that we was like cousins through marriage or whatever. So, which even though we was like kind of like family, but I had never met him, but it was like we was family anyway. So he knew the situation and what I was going through with the bugs because he was the one that came and sprayed, right? So I asked him, I was like, so anyway, so in the midst of me moving out of there, in the midst of me needing to move, I was looking for a new place. Okay, this is what it was. I'm getting mixed up. I was looking for a new place. So I found me a place, and this was why I was still staying there. This was while I was still staying there. I was looking for me a new place because I knew I wasn't going to be able to stay there too much longer. So I found me a new place, right? But it was brand new. It was just getting built and it wasn't done. So when I asked them to move out and they agreed, at that time I had a new apartment, but it wasn't ready yet. Like I was approved and everything, but I couldn't move in because they wasn't done building it. So I was like, damn, what am I gonna do? You know what I'm saying? I gotta leave this apartment because they just told me I could. I can't come back and be like, well, I'm gonna just stay another couple weeks. You know what I'm saying? Until my new apartment done. Since they was letting me out, I just wanted to go ahead and just go, you know, before they changed their mind. So I asked him, the dude, and I was just like, well, I got a new apartment, you know, it's almost ready, because they kept telling me it's going to be ready soon. Just give us 2 more weeks, 3 more weeks, a month or whatever. They just kept dragging it out. But the first time they was like 2 more weeks. So I told him, I was like, look, I got out of my old lease. I got a new apartment. It's just not ready yet. Can I stay with you for 2 weeks? I'm like, just 2 weeks. That's all I need. Right. So he said, yeah. So I'm like, cool, bet. I'm excited. I moved all my stuff into the storage and I'm just staying with him for these 2 weeks or whatever until my apartment get ready. So 2 weeks, why 2 weeks go past and my apartment wasn't ready? I'm calling these people, constantly calling, like, is it ready yet? Is it ready yet? They had to get permits. You know, like a new construction, you got to get different permits. They got to have inspections. So they kept saying that's what they was waiting on, because I would drive over here and you can tell they was done building them, but with nobody living here yet. So I'm constantly calling them like, what's up? And they just kept putting it off. It was like, well, we had the inspection today, but we failed. So now we got to have another one. And it was always like kept being a runaround. So I told dude, because it's been 2 weeks. And I think I might have gave him, I was like, I had gave him $100 or $150 or something. I was like, well, I give you a little extra money if you let me stay a little bit longer. My apartment not ready yet. Do you think he cared about that? Oh my God. I'm trying to see if I put my glasses on. Oh my God. He did not even care. He was like, well, you said 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks. It ain't even about the money. I got money. I don't even need no money. But, you know, basically it was like he didn't want me staying with him no more. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, wow, really? Well, like, what am I supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't even care. I had my daughter with me. I think she was like 5 at the time. But it was like, he didn't care. He was just like, well, I don't know what to tell you. He was like, I did my part. You said 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks, almost 3 weeks. And that's all we agreed upon. So that's it. I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if he thought I was lying about my apartment or what he thought, but he didn't even care about the situation. So I'm like, you know what? Cool. I didn't want to keep begging him, because remind you, I really didn't know him that well anyway. It was just, we found out that we was like somehow related. So now, and at this time I had a job. Well, of course I had a job, but I had a job and it was kind of far away from the city. Like, if you know Atlanta, I was living in Atlanta. Well, he was on the east side. He was like on the east side, but I was working at Alpharetta. So I was working kind of far away. It was like 20 or 30 minutes. But the last time he basically told me I had to leave, I was like, you know what? It's all good. I don't need you. You know what I'm saying? I had a little attitude. I'm like, forget it. I'm finna pack up my stuff and I'm finna go. So that's what I did. The little clothes I had at his house, because I really didn't have a lot of stuff over there, but just like clothes. So I packed up me and my daughter clothes, and we got in my little car. And at that time, I had a 2016 Chevy Cruze. It was basically brand new. I had just got it in January that year. And this was February? Or whatever. So I'm like, it's cool. You know, I don't need you. I'm knowing my apartment finna be ready any day now, any week now. So I'm like, it's cool. We just gonna sleep in the car, you know what I'm saying, until I figure something out. I don't know what I was thinking, y'all. I don't know what I was thinking, but he was like, he didn't believe me. He like, you gonna sleep in the car? Like, yeah, right, yeah, right. But I did. So I had wrote down. Yes, y'all. So from February until the apartment, why the apartments did never get done. I didn't move in until May. Then people did not call me until May of 2016. And I left his house probably late February. It had to be in February, maybe March 1st at the latest. But yeah, it was like, let's say it was March 1st. And then I didn't move into the new apartment until May. So from March, all of March for sure, and then all of April, we was literally homeless. Me and my daughter, we was sleeping in a car. Because I had a storage unit. So we would constantly be going to the storage unit all the time because I didn't want to have a whole bunch of stuff in my car. So what we'd do is we'd go to the storage unit, you know what I'm saying, get some clothes out, and we both had like one little bag with just toothbrush, toothpaste, a towel, soap, you know what I'm saying, all in the car. So it was cool during the week, during the week we'd go to work, she'd go to school, and then I didn't get off until 5 or 6. So after I pick her up, we'd go to the park. We'd go to the park because we didn't have nowhere to go. So we'd go to the park and let her play at the park. I'll be working out. I'll be doing my little workout routine at the park. You know what I'm saying? Or we'll both walk a trail. So we was at the park until like 7, 8 o'clock until it get dark, until, you know what I'm saying, it's time to leave. So then we'll probably go get some food, eat in the restaurant, like eat wherever we got the food from. Then when it was time to go to sleep, I'll go to a hotel. This is the part that was so funny when I was practicing this. I'll go to a hotel and we'll sleep in the parking lots. We were sleeping in hotel parking lots. I just felt like that was the best place to go because it'd be a lot of cars at night at hotels. And it was basically like, you know, it's new people coming in and out of hotels all the time. So they're not going to notice if it's a different car. You know what I'm saying? Like if you go to somebody's house or if you go to a neighborhood, people just more nosy because that's where they at all the time. But at a hotel, I could just blend in, you know what I'm saying? Because for all they know, maybe I had a hotel room. But so I'll find me a hotel, we'll go to the parking lot, and then I had this don't show them sun visors. I put my little sun visor up in the windshield so couldn't nobody see in, because it used to be a lot of people walking around. So at least when they look, they couldn't just see in the car that easily. So yes, man, we were sleeping in the goddamn hotel parking lot for probably a couple weeks before I came up with a new plan. And it'd either be hotel parking lot, it'd just be a parking lot period, like with some cars. So, but then I thought about it one day. The job I had my own office. It had a door on it. Like my office had its own door. It was like my own office inside the building. So I was like, maybe I could just sleep in my office. You know what I'm saying? Because it started to get cold. Like, I don't know, I think it was February. It might have been February or March. I don't know. But it would be cold, or I would have to use the bathroom. Like, if I had to use the bathroom and I was at a hotel parking lot, I wouldn't go to the bathroom because what I'm going to do? Or, I don't know. I think a couple of times I might have went outside. I don't know. But I started sleeping at my job because I had a key. You know what I'm saying? I had a key to the office. I had a key to my office. So, and I had the alarm to the, you know what I'm saying, to the building or whatever. So at night, once I knew everybody was gone, probably like 9 or 10 at night, I had to wait, you know what I'm saying, till late. Because the cleaning people would come too. They would come on certain days and I didn't even know they schedule. So I had to wait till like 10 o'clock. So I was sleeping at my office. I'll make us a little pallet or whatever. And it was cool because we could use the bathroom and stuff like that. But then the cleaning people end up putting this blue stuff in the toilet so that, like, if we flushed the toilet and it wasn't there no more in the morning, then people might start noticing, like, is the cleaning people not cleaning, or, you know, what's going on? So I forgot what I did with that. I don't know. I think I had to stop using the bathroom because it was going to be obvious that somebody was in there using it. Then in the morning they would notice. So anyway, yeah, that's basically the story. We was literally homeless, sleeping first in my car for like about a month, and then we were sleeping in my office. And then, but that started to get, for some, I think I stopped sleeping in there. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I know what happened. Finally, my apartments called me. Finally, I don't remember where I was at that day, but I remember it was May 11th. I'll never forget that day. They called me. They was like, you can move. It was like 4:30, almost 5 o'clock. She was like, we got everything ready. We got your keys. You can come today. She was like, but if you can't make it today, you can just come tomorrow. I was like, oh, hell no. We coming now. Like, please wait on me. She was like, I get off at 5 o'clock. I'm like, please, just wait on me. Please, I will be there. So I came and met her, and she gave me the keys. She came up here. She showed me my apartment. I was like, oh my God. We came in and we just laid on the floor. Like, we didn't bring nothing that night. We didn't bring nothing but the stuff we had in the car. And that's another whole long story about the security guard that was here. Like, when I finally did come back, and she had gave me the keys earlier in the day, but then we had left and did something, and I don't know why I didn't come back until later, like when it was dark. And by that time I came back, it was a security here telling me that I can't come into my apartment because, you know, he didn't know that they finally had moved somebody in yet. But yeah, that's another whole long story. But so yes, finally in May I got my keys. I think I got a couple pictures from that day too. I was so happy, y'all. Oh my God. Like, that's an experience. I'm telling you, like, living in your car, we only had to do it for 2 months, but picture people that do it like year after year or month after month. Like, it was so hard. I could never take no showers. I wasn't taking showers. My daughter wasn't taking showers. Like, we was brushing our teeth at the gas station at it's this real nice gas station that I like here that got you know, sinks and stuff in the bathroom. Like, in the handicap bathroom, they got a sink in there. So we'll be in there using wet wipes, trying to wipe up, trying to brush our teeth, wipe our face. Like, it was a mess. And I spent so much money on food because we had to eat out every single day. Every single meal we was eating out. Every single day. I gained so much weight. That's when I gained like 20 pounds because I was eating out every single day. What else? After work, yeah, we used to go to the movie theater. So it was cool during the week because I was at work, she was at school. Then we'd go to the park, and then we'd just, you know, go to sleep at my job or stay in the car. But on the weekends, we didn't have work. She didn't have school, so we didn't have nothing to do all day. So in the mornings, or usually on the weekend, we'll go to the movies. I'll go to the movies and I'll be in there knocked out, boy. I'll be like trying to get some just stretched out because this movie theater had these recliner chairs or whatever. So yeah, we would be posted up at the movie theater. We'd be at the malls. Like, basically we was everywhere because we didn't have nowhere to be. It's sad. Let me see, after work, even on my job. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's my homeless story. I know it ain't bad as most, like maybe what you was thinking, but literally for 2 whole months, for March and April, for sure, all of April, I know we was legit homeless. Like, it was really sad. But far as the showers, I was dancing at that time. I was a dancer, so I would take a shower at my job. You know, most strip clubs, they got a shower for the girls. So I take a shower in there, and then sometime, like, when I would go to work, she had a babysitter, so it wasn't that bad because she was at the babysitter house sleep. You know what I'm saying? So she wouldn't have to be outside in the car, or, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I started doing that too. I'm like, well, oops, okay, my phone had cut off, so I guess I'm gonna just go ahead and end the video now. But yeah, so that's my homeless in Atlanta story. Just some advice: if you plan on moving to Atlanta or anywhere, just make sure you check out your living situation before you get there, and just make sure you got a lot of money, because you know, you don't never know what could happen, and then you ain't got no money, then you really gonna be homeless. But so yeah, make sure y'all subscribe to my channel. Leave me a comment below. Tell me if you liked my video. And I'm gonna see y'all next time. Bye.